Hello random person, Sab Nino here. Welcome to the 49th episode of Sab Talk. Whoop whoop, next episode is the 50th. And for a question this week, there isn't any. Yeah, for Sab Talk 50, I am gonna just answer questions freely like I did in the good old days. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what. And for news this week, I released the ear piercing house. If you like the loud house, check that out. It's another Beg Beb style thingy. Okay, Sab story time. And this is a lengthy one, so buckle your seatbelts. I'm sure most kids have that one happy place they wish they could go more frequently than they could. For some, it might be Disney. For others, it might be SeaWorld. Maybe it's that big McDonald's. Well, for me, my happy place was the Nickelodeon Suites Resort. 85% of my childhood was in Florida, and I still visit every now and again. What's not to love? The sun, the beach, the nautical themed piers, Universal Studios, the arcade thingies I played when growing up snuck me into a bar, mosquito bites, third-degree burns on your seatbelt. Okay, some of them aren't that fun, but the rest are freaking sweet. Anyway, since I've lived in Florida, the only thing keeping me away from the Nick Hotel was a 2-hour drive and our money. So we often limited it to birthdays, which I feel like is a great compromise. Especially since if I show up on my birthday, I got special perks, like choosing my character room, so that means I got a SpongeBob room almost every time I went. And a special pin. The main attractions were the swimming pool, the arcade, the character breakfast, and of course, the 40 rides. Whenever I went, I always pestered my mom to take me on the SpongeBob 40 experience over and over again. There was 2 of them. The first one is a ride everyone knows about, the one with the pickle. Though around the early 2010s, they replaced it with another one about jellyfish with decently better graphics. I don't have a preference personally. Both are good in their own way. The Great Jelly Rescue had more rewatchability though. Cause get this, there's this scene where the Flying Dutchman sends you to a room as a punishment, and the results were different in every showtime. There was the perfume department, the disco dance club, and the fondue party. The pool area was really neat. They often had game shows, and at a certain hour of the day, the big bucket at the water park would slime you. I remember one time at the game show, they asked the kid whose Vicky's dog was. They answered with Sparky. It was Doidle. So that kid accidentally predicted the future of the Fairly Odd Parents, since now we have a Sparky. Unfortunately, they also had a juice bar with SpongeBob popsicles and milkshakes. They had a slime one, and I've only tried it once. It was just vanilla with green food coloring, but it was still a nice gimmick. I loved the character breakfasts the most as a kid, and I kind of still do, since it genuinely felt like I was interacting with the characters I've loved. Some moments included me referencing obscure SpongeBob scenes to the Bob Squad as if the guys in the suit knew what the heck I was talking about, asking Cosmo and Wanda to grant me a wish, and eventually realizing as an adult that if they were real, they'd go away forever. I also hated the Dora cast since I was in that, oh, it's a baby show phase. One thing I hated the most was how Dora always kissed me on the back of my head. I don't know why she did it. I wouldn't be surprised if my mom paid her to do it due to how much I hate it. But she just did it almost every time I showed up, leaving me confused. My mom always apologized to the cast since I was quote-unquote too loyal to SpongeBob. And looking back, I felt bad. Just because I didn't like a show doesn't mean I can't have fun with some colorful costumes. One of the perks of being a regular consumer was getting stuff that a regular consumer wouldn't get. For example, if you scheduled a character breakfast, you could only go at a specific time you scheduled. However, since I was a regular, sometimes I was able to go for multiple hours in a day to hang out with the characters. One time they did a photo shoot with Patrick, and I was fine taking a picture with just Patrick, nothing wrong with him. But the lady shooting the photo offered me to do one with SpongeBob as well, probably because I drew them pictures that day. The arcade wasn't much to write home about, but it was still fun. It also had some more niche games like SpongeBob Bowling and Nick Nitro. Those were a blast. There was also game shows based off actual shows like Double Dare, and they also had a stage show called the Krabby Patty Celebration. There were also things that alternated. Like one year they had a guy do balloon animals. I got a Squidward head. There was another guy who got caricatured. I got this cursed monstrosity. And one guy who did spas and fake tattoos, I think. I didn't do that one. You used to be able to rent PS2 games for your room, and that's how I got into BFBB. They could also do special birthday voicemails on the phone, and my mom paid for 2 SpongeBob ones, which I wish I recorded because I couldn't find them anywhere online. My hotel experience didn't end a childhood. I also went as a teenager, and it was just as fun, if not more so, than I was a kid. Since now I can run around freely and have as much cotton candy as SpongeBob cookies as I please. The only downside is that they never updated the computers, so they didn't work. But they had like little computers that took you to Nickelodeon sites. It was cool and flashy. I went there every year since it shut down, which was really heartbreaking to witness, but shockingly, I didn't cry once. First thing I saw was the characters in front of the desk being recolored to be more generic, and every instance of Nickelodeon being flashed away before my very eyes. They didn't even have SpongeBob 4D anymore. The mural on the ceiling, gone. The statue out there a few minutes ago, gone. The map that had a 3D SpongeBob render on it, gone. The stage was also disappointing since it just showed Sponge out of water, which isn't bad. I love myself a movie night, but you could tell it was just some guy pressing play. Nothing spectacle beforehand or anything, just here you go, It was sad to see the place go, but I tried making the last moments worth it, even though it was hard, especially with how it looks now. It's now just a generic Holiday Inn, and whenever I see footage of it, I get sad since I know something spectacular used to be there. Long story short, I love the Nick Hotel. It was a fun place for Nickelodeon kids and people who just love mid-2000s fun in general. Eventually it got all gross and junk, which is a problem, but the events and games are enough to win me over. Did you ever go to the Nick Hotel as a kid? Comment below if you have. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And I don't have a lot of questions this week, so I'm just gonna go through some of the questions that I didn't answer due to the new requirement system of answering the beginning question and just answering those to fill up the runtime. CJ says, did you do a Pico Day cartoon and are you doing one this year? What's Pico Day? How's that FNF mod going, Sab? I'm not making the one you requested right now. I don't know if I ever will, even though it sounds like fun. But I do have another mod in the works, so I just don't know when it will be out or when me and the crew will ever have the motivation to bring it back up. But we're making a mod. Reanimate the Tankman series. I don't know what that is. Reanimate the FNF logo. Guys, I don't do logo remakes. Please stop asking. Debbie Bly says, Dear Sab, can you do SpongeBob Help Wanted 3D, but it's not April Fool? No, I don't have the time to do that. Christiana Zolo says, for Sab Talk, did you ever saw the Gummy Bear song? Who hasn't? Squidward Fan 2807 says, hello. Hello. Christian the Thomas and Friends fan Alt Extra 2 says, if you could visit Karate Island, what would you do? Nothing. I don't want to buy a condo. Can you make a parody of the Patrick Star show called The Pit Stig Show? Maybe if I ever do Kit Kat Beg Bed Utter Eats. That has been something that crossed my mind though. Sab eats a lemon and dies meme. Lemon. Yep, that is indeed lemon.